Hi, welcome to the You Amaze Me recording. This is a sacred space for the medicine of presence itself, the tender, the truth, the transformation that occurs within this process and experience of you being here. This is where soul meets story, where external meets your internal through the oracle decks that I use with you here and through the tools or practices such as EFT, emotional freedom technique, and tapping that supports you coming into the art of your own presence and essence to create this sacred space with your own consciousness. And so I'm so glad that you're here today joining me. If you don't know me, my name's Amanda Baker, and I am a licensed clinical social worker and 500-hour trained yoga instructor with a specialty in yoga psychology. And I repeat that a lot, but ultimately, I am a human. And I fully believe in relational healing or relational therapy, along with the somatic body based approaches and being present. That by embracing who you are in the present moment, because we often get taken out of our present experience or out of our bodies and more into our mind, into planning, forcing, or shut down, that we miss out on the now. And who you are now is all that you need to be, and softening into that through this space, through allowing this to come in through your senses. So whether that's through hearing, whether you're watching and you're seeing and noticing how you feel when these words land with you and for you. So I'm making this short because these are just recorded messages. And so I'm going to pick from the Medicine Woman Oracle deck, and this is by Catherine Mallard. And we'll see what you're meant to hear today, or what shows up, the energy that shows up. So I'm going to pull a card. I'll read from the booklet and what intuitively comes up for me. And then we'll do some tapping and we'll close it out. I just finished one of the AMAZE group meetings. I did a therapeutic-based yoga class this morning, or therapeutic yoga donation-based class this morning on the farm that I work out of in Baltimore, Maryland. And it was a wonderful group. And then we got together in the Alchemized community with a potluck, and we shared just in community. And so it was a space to get to know each other, to connect, to be. It's a beautiful day here in Baltimore. It's like 60 degrees with the sun shining, no humidity, and it's just beautiful. And I'm wearing my You Amaze Me t-shirt. This is my tagline that I started using almost 4 years ago. Wow. As I have shared before in the first episode, I am a poet, or I utilize poetry as one art form. And I started sharing around COVID my poetry more on social media, on Instagram specifically. And I would put captions after sharing a poem. And that community is just a beautiful space and a beautiful place to connect with other like-minded individuals that I really didn't know existed. I didn't realize there were other deeply feeling, hopeless, romantic types of people out there sharing their poetry in that sort of way. And I kind of at times felt lonely and isolated in my level maybe of depth, of creativity, and going deeper and being whether it's sad, melancholy at times, really into like emo music and lyrics that just really hit that inner experience of our humanness and of mental health. And I'm so passionate about what I do because I feel it with you. Not that I'm necessarily taking on your emotions and experience, but a remembering that I'm human, or knowing that I'm human as well. And so to have this space where I could share my poetry and it connect with other people. And when I would write these captions, I started signing them off as with You Amaze Me. And I don't really know where that came from, but ultimately it is about seeing the beauty and the amazingness in others, in life itself, in nature, that when we pause, when we really feel For those who maybe go numb, detached, go out of their body, or get distracted, we're not present with what's right in front of you. The air on your face, the sun shining in. And when you miss out on that, or maybe a hug from a person or something someone says, and you're already thinking about what you're going to say, when we miss out on that, but then you come back to it, when you have it, when you're like, wow, this is what the sun really feels like, how grateful I am to breathe in this air, that's incredible. And when you've been numb for so long or distracted or anxious, you don't really realize the amazingness of that, as well as in people, the miraculousness in what our bodies and our systems do to wake up every day and to be grateful right here, right now. And so I invite you to pause, because our emotions last for 90 seconds if we allow them to be exactly as they are. Meaning not judging them, not trying to get rid of it, not even going into, I'm so happy and I never want this feeling to go away, when we cling and we grasp. And so take 90 seconds right now. Breathe. 90 seconds of this emotional wave. Breathe. Soften. Be here. Be here with me, with you, with your senses. And notice you are whole exactly as you are right now. When we simplify therapy, not just talk therapy, we simplify therapy to breathing, to being, to experiencing, to sensing, to perceiving, with you and your therapist, you and another. Maybe it's not even therapy, but intentionally carving out the time and space for you to practice being instead of doing, sensing and perceiving instead of thinking and figuring it out, as you are right now, allowing the way of whatever it is that you may be experiencing that's coming up. This is showing, not telling. This is experiencing and allowing and not problem solving. And it might have been difficult, or a part of you may be judging that this isn't doing anything at all. Keep coming back to it. When you do this consistently, shifts happen. That's the process. That your nervous system is designed for your survival. And trauma and the wounds, the attachment challenges, the losses, they live in your body. And so being with you and your body, mind, body, heart, yoga is union. This right now is union. Even if it feels messy, it's not necessarily going to be centered at all times. But maybe you swing a little bit to one side and then you swing a little bit to the other, but then you come back to your center and you swing a little way, more one way and then a little more the other way, or then the same way. That's our humanness. So take that in 90 seconds. Our emotions are temporary, but it can feel like they might last forever, or that we'll never get the good feelings back, the pleasant feelings back. When you stay with yourself and practice that, not force it, practice. I'm staying with myself in this anxious state. I'm staying with myself in this numbness. I'm aware of that. You start to evolve. And each time it gets a little bit easier. And you enhance your capacity. Not because you're trying, because you're you. Y-O-U. You. And there's nobody else like you who exists in this world. All right, let's see what we get from the cards. So we had this amazing AMAZE group. If you are interested in it, it is a course. So there's an online portion where you can learn more about these therapeutic techniques. We have a chat group, and then we meet, whether that's in person if you're local. I also use Zoom to provide for those who aren't local to be able to meet with us as well through Zoom, and I record them and send them out if you're not able to be there live. Okay, we have autumn, number 21. and it says a time for letting go, lightening your load. And I just noticed this tree back behind me, and I think about letting go, which has been a theme in my life and with others that I work with. And so this really fits, even though it's summer here in the US, autumn, it is when the leaves fall off the tree. And then think about that. Leaves grow back. They grow back. And just let that land, let that sit. Lightening your load. Maybe you're holding on to a lot, holding on to your past, to relationships, to specific thoughts, thought patterns. Let's read what it says. Seasons, right? The seasons are temporary and we cannot control nature. So why are we trying to control our own evolution? Yeah. We all have our own developmental pace, and yet we think we're supposed to be somewhere by a certain specific timeline. There's no rush. Time is on your side. In the Celtic tradition, the autumn equinox symbolizes the time of abundance. Harvests are at their peak, but also the season during which we need to prepare. Autumn is a time of descent. Warmth and light decline, energy fades. This is a phase of deeply letting go. The season with it, a double outer and inner movement, a transition. Nature goes to sleep, and she invites us to let go what weighs us down or has passed its peak. What's expired? What is expired in your life that served you for that period of time? Whatever the season you're in, right? Whatever season. Maybe you have some brilliant ideas and you're in this season of getting ready, or you're putting things out there, or maybe you're still in this season of going inward, or maybe you have this knowing and you're not so sure yet exactly how things will unfold. And don't rush it. Whatever season you are in, you may be moving forward at a steady pace, doing your best to respond to requests, forging ties with this medicine inside of you. So even though this is the Medicine Woman Oracle, right? I said at the beginning, this is a sacred space. This recording is a sacred space for the medicine of presence itself. Even though this is a Medicine Woman deck, consider it more about the feminine. Feminine is softening, not trying to be feminine, but softening. And that's strength. You contact your instinctive forces and listen to your own rhythm when you soften into the feminine. You don't need to take stock. Maybe you need to observe. What dreams have already manifested? What accomplishments have you already accomplished? I added that. That's not in here. So let go of what produces nothing. The dead leaves. What are you doing that is producing nothing? What are you putting energy into that is not producing anything? Let that go. I closed out, I had a Patreon and I closed that because I was moving everything to the AMAZE community platform, which is on Teachable. There's things that I'm closing. I'm leaving one office and now using this space on this farm, on this farmland. I'm letting go of attachments and people in my life that just don't fulfill me. Awaken the medicine in the echo of this season, the element of earth, reconnecting to your inner earth, your rooting, strengthening your grounding to let go and lighten the load. Become the tree that lets its leaves and nuts fall to the ground. Explore the in-between outer and inner period. This is a time to return to your own intimacy and ask yourself, what do I need to let go? On the physical plane and also the psychological and relational planes, fears, habits, relationships, to bring yourself closer to your essential truth and the nature of who you truly are. Give thanks, make an offering, a poem, a song, food. And that's what we did today. We offered food. And again, I cannot make this up. I wasn't sure if I was going to share that the Alchemized group met today. But when I do these things, I feel really energized, and I love these connections and these people. And that's what we did. We spontaneously together, well, we planned it, but the idea to do a potluck came about spontaneously. What comes about spontaneously to you that feels serendipitous, that all the pieces just land and you're not thinking too much about it. I got worried or nervous, anxious. I have that in my nature. For right now, that's something I'm letting go of, but because I'm more aware and I'm also being more with more graciousness to myself, that when my nervous system gets into that active fight or flight mode, then I become more urgent. Things feel more urgent, like, oh no, I need to get this for tomorrow and I need to do it now. And then I'm not present in what I was doing in that moment or where I was being in that moment. I wasn't being. I was focused on, when is this thing going to end so I can go prepare for tomorrow? And in that doing that, I was rushing, and then I forgot something, and then I wasted more time because I had to drive back to another place and then come back here to get ready. Well, that's what was in my head. That's what I was like going through with all these thoughts. Did I need to have that happen? No. Can I be harsh on myself? Could I be harsh on myself that happened? But also I can have compassion for myself and grace with myself, that my nervous system does that because it wants things to go well. And my nervous system has been trained to do that for so long that of course that's still going to appear. And then once we get here, I become so intuitive and so connected that I can easily offer and easily be present, because it's something that feels so attuned and connected with my soul. And I want that for you. This soul and story coming together. So let's tap. So if you're on video with me, it's going to be easier to follow along. If you're just listening to this, hopefully you know a lot of the tapping points. I will say them as I go through. You can also look up on YouTube, tapping with, I think his name is Brad Yates, is really good. Or at least that's who I used to sign on and do tapping with him on his YouTube. And I've been trained in EFT tapping as well, though I do this very intuitively. And so the statements, they come in the moment. And so I repeat each statement 2 times, except for the first point that's on the karate chop point. That's what is called the side of your hand. You can tap with 1, 2, 3, or 4 fingers. Doesn't matter which side, just tap on the side of your hand. And I say this statement 3 times. You can repeat mentally or out loud. And then each other point that I'll go through, I'll repeat it twice. And if it lands for you, if it resonates, repeat it. If you want to say something else, say it. Tapping sends the signals to your parasympathetic nervous system to soften, to open, to go into those theta brainwave states so that you can integrate in new beliefs with your subconscious. But sometimes there's resistance because maybe we're not ready, and we accept that because we will be ready when we're ready. I am ready to be ready. Here we go. Even though sometimes I'm resistant to letting go, I'm okay. Even though letting go might feel hard or like it's not working, I accept myself. Even though part of me wants to stay in the old because that's safe and familiar, or that feels safe. Maybe it wasn't really safe. I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. All right, to the eyebrow, all of this, to the side of the eye. I'm allowing all of it to be here. I'm allowing all of it to be here underneath the eye. Me, the world, life, others, stress, responsibilities, all of it. Me, the world, life, others, stress, responsibilities, all of it underneath the nose. There's space for all of it. There is space for all of it to the chin. So I allow to the chest, because all of these leaves grew on my tree. All of these leaves grew on my tree underneath the arm. Some I like and some I don't. Some I like and some I don't. To the wrist. They are a part of me. They are a part of me. Top of the head. And I notice that. And I notice that. To the eyebrow. And in time, some leaves will fall. And in time, some leaves will fall to the side of the eye. I don't have to force letting go. I don't have to force letting go underneath the eye. I used to try to force letting go. I used to try to force letting go underneath the nose, and that was pretty agonizing. That's what was pretty agonizing to the chin because it wasn't working, because it wasn't working to the chest, and it felt like agony and misery. It felt like agony and misery underneath the arms. But being here right now, I'm aware and I can name it. And being here right now, I'm aware and I can name it to the wrist. And however I'm showing up, to the top of the head. Letting go is not something to force. Letting go is not something to force to the eyebrow. Letting go is a part of the process. Letting go is a part of the process to the side of the eye. And so I allow. And so I allow underneath the eye. I don't cut the cords. I don't cut the cords underneath the nose. They naturally fade. They naturally fade to the chin, or they naturally wither. They naturally wither to the chest, like a bracelet that breaks, like a bracelet that breaks underneath the arm. And then I may be upset, mad, frustrated. I may be upset, mad, frustrated to the wrist. I may be hurt in grief. I may be hurt in grief to the top of the head. I can feel that grief. I can feel that grief. The eyebrow. I can feel that loss. I can feel that loss to the side of the eye. It's safe to feel this. It's safe to feel this underneath the eye because I am getting ready. Because I am getting ready underneath the nose. Or maybe now I am ready. Maybe now I am ready to the chin. Right now, I'm ready. Right now, I'm ready to the chest, to let go. To let go. Underneath the arm. It's happening right now. It's happening right now to the wrist. The changes are in the unseen. The changes are in the unseen to the top of the head. 90 seconds. 90 seconds. The eyebrow. That's all it lasts for. That's all it lasts for. The side of the eye. Because I allow it. Because I allow it underneath the eye. Without judgment. Without judgment. Underneath the nose. With myself. With myself. To the chin. I'm present. I'm present. The chest. I'm here. I'm here. Underneath the arm. It's safe to be me. It's safe to be me. The wrist. I let go of proving and trying and forcing. I let go of proving and trying and forcing. Top of the head. I let go of the protective mechanisms. I let go of the protective mechanisms to the eyebrow because they're no longer needed. Because they're no longer needed to the side of the eye. The numbing and the detaching underneath the eye. The addictions underneath the nose. Because I soothe myself through my presence. Because I soothe myself through my presence to the chin. I am that powerful. I am that powerful. To the chest, I shine my light. I shine my light underneath the arm to be here with you and me. To be here with you and me. To the wrist. And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. To the top of the head. Mind, body, heart. In my mind, with my body, and in my heart. Go ahead and release the tapping. Just notice how that felt. You can watch this again. Do this as many times as needed to really soften, letting go of the masculine energy, the wounded masculine energy that tries to prove, to be right, comes from ego, to move into the healthy feminine energy, no matter what gender you are. And then also moving out of the wounded feminine energy that's needy and clingy and into your rooted, strong, masculine energy that can hold the space in balance and harmony. Intuitive, creative, beautiful, grounded, secure you. Thank you for showing up for yourself and practicing with me. You amaze me. If you're interested in these shirts, you can find them on my website. There's also sweatshirts at Amanda Baker Writes. You can also find links to the Alchemized community, the course, if you're interested in that. I'd love to have you. Yeah, thank you. I love you.